Welcome my friends, I have several wonderful Christmas DIYs for you today. December has arrived and Christmas is vastly approaching. These are great Christmas decor items that are going to add that special touch to your home this holiday season. Let me show you how to make them. For our first project, I'm going to be using several stems of this artificial mistletoe that I did find at Dollar Tree. I picked up about 7 stems for this project. You can also use real mistletoe. If you have any that grow in your trees in your area, you can always use that instead, making this project even more affordable. So the first thing you want to do is push all of your greenery up to the top. Trim, you only need to leave maybe about an inch. I have all my artificial mistletoe cut. You're also going to need a 3-inch foam ball. You can pick this up at Walmart. And now I'm just going to be using my Surebonder glue skillet. Dip in my stems and add them to my styrofoam ball. We're going to be making an artificial kissing ball. So as you add them, just keep them relatively close so you have a nice thick ball. I used all 7 stems and I got it nicely covered. Now I do have a space open here, but that's okay. This is where we're going to put our bow and our hanger. This is the ribbon that I've chosen. It's your basic candy cane ribbon. I like it because it is trimmed here in silver. I did pick this one up from Costco, but you can get candy cane ribbon anywhere. I'm going to be using my Deluxe Easy Bow Maker. I like using this machine. I have arthritis in my hands and it makes it hard for me to hold big bows. So I like to use this. You can find this in my Amazon associate shop. The link is in the description box below. You're also going to need a full-length pipe cleaner. I'm going to start by adding a set of tails. And let's see, I want my tails to be about 4 inches. So I'm going to cut a piece of ribbon that's 8 inches in length. Then I'm going to dovetail the ends. Okay, so I'm going to start with that this time. Then I'm just going to measure out a short tail about 2 inches. I'm going to pinch and twist. And now I'm going to do, let's do 3 loops on either side at 3 inches. For your convenience, in the description box below is a detailed list of all the tools and materials I used to complete each project. This list will not only tell you how much you're going to need, it'll also let you know where I purchased the materials. I have 3 loops on either side at 3 inches, and now I'm going to make 2 more loops on either side with the same ribbon. I'm just going to come at more like 2.5 inches. I want them slightly smaller. Now I'm going to do 1 more loop for my center loop at 2.5 inches. Okay, now for this piece, I'm going to leave it pretty long. This is going to be the piece that I'm going to use to hang. So I'm going to measure that out to 8 inches and pull it back and then cut. Take my full-length pipe cleaner, slide that down underneath all the ribbon on one side. Pull together. I like to push my ribbon down so it's nice and snug. Pinch and then you can lift out. So cross over the front, pull to the back, get it nice and snug. Then you're going to take your end, you're going to pull that back to the center. You're going to wrap your pipe cleaner around one more time so it catches that piece. Okay, so this piece that I'm going to use to hang it, I just kind of pinched and twisted the bottom here so it comes in. And now I can open up and fluff out my ribbon around it. I want this to come up the back and then all my loops to surround the base here. And that's approximately what your bow should look like. I have my bow fluffed out. You're also going to need a floral pin. And I'm going to tie this on at the bottom of my bow here with the pipe cleaners. And then I will use that floral pin to attach my bow. Dip the ends in my hot glue here. And there you go, we're all done. Isn't that adorable? A beautiful mistletoe kissing bowl that you can hang anywhere in your home, preferably over a doorway or entrance to a room. For your next project, you're going to need a piece of wood that you can pick up at Dollar Tree. They call this their wood book. It is 5.5 inches by 7.5 inches. Now the first thing I want to do is remove the sticker. I also want to smooth out the edges. On this piece you can see the edges are rather rough. So I'm just going to use my sand block and smooth that out. I have all my edges nice and smooth. Next, I want to get a good coat of white paint. I'm going to be using Apple Barrel Matte White. My piece of wood is all dry. Now I want to add a little bit of distressing. So I have a medium dark gray by Folk Art, and then I have black here by Anita's All-Purpose Acrylic, and my favorite little chip brush. So we're going to do a little bit of dry brushing. I just want a very small amount of the medium gray. And then I'm just going to start at the bottom and kind of drag up just a little bit. I don't want a whole lot. Go to the other end and do the same thing. So this side is a little lighter than the back side, and I like that. If you get too much of the gray on and it's too heavy for you, you can do one of two things. You can either go over it with a sand block and take some of it off that way, or you can go back over with your base color and kind of blend it in. Either way, it will look really pretty. Now I'm going to go with the lighter side as the front and a little bit darker side as the back. You're also going to need one of these cute Snug-a-Doo hats or any other beanie hat that you can find. I picked this up at Dollar Tree for $1.25. Now these hats do have a seam. You want to make sure that the seam goes into the back. And I'm going to fold up maybe twice. Wrap that around. And here in the back, to make up that slack, you can kind of fold it over and glue it down, which is what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to tack it down here in the back. So I've just pinched that. I'm going to put glue right down that pinch and then fold it over. That's going to help take up that excess fabric. Okay, so that's the back. And then here in the front, you just want to play with it a little bit and make sure that your little pom-pom comes forward. And adjust your rim. I think that's good. I want plenty of room to put my face. Once you have that where you want it, just tack that down in front. Now to finish off his hat, I put together this cute little bundle of holiday greenery. I used these berries that you can get from Dollar Tree. And then I just had like a pick, a little piece of greenery, whatever I had laying around from other projects, the little ends and pieces, I put this together. And I want to tuck this into the hat right here. I think that's going to be adorable. I put it all together. I used the wire from the berries to wire it together, and then I also hot glued it to make sure it stayed together before I'm going to add it to my hat. Now you can choose whatever color tones that you want. If you want to go more silver or gold, natural, whatever matches your decor. Very pretty. Now to do the face, I'm going to be using some acrylic paint pens. My dad bought me a package of these for Christmas last year. They come in a rainbow of colors. Dollar Tree also carries paint pens. You can also use Sharpie markers or just regular paint for this. So when I put my face on my snowman, I always like to start with the nose. And I'm just going to freehand. They do come in several different sizes. This was more of the fine point. And when you first open these, there's no paint in the tip. So on a separate piece of paper, you just kind of push up and down on the tip until the paint comes, and then you're good to go. Okay, I'm going to work on finishing the face here on my snowman. If you're not comfortable painting on your own face for your snowman, I did find on Amazon they have rub-on transfers for the face. So that was really nice to see. They have several different expressions to choose from, so you can always go that route as well. You can also use felt and cut out your pieces and then glue them to the face. Now I want to give him some nice little pink cheeks, so I'm going to use some eyeshadow. You can use blush. I really liked this color right here. Get a little on my fingers and then just kind of rub it in a circle. I don't want it really dark. I just want him to be kind of blushing. So you can add as much or as little of this as you like. And there you go, you can see just a hint of blush on his cheeks. Absolutely adorable. Now you have one of the cutest little shelf-sitter snowmen. Quick and easy with a little paint and a few items from Dollar Tree. For our next project, you're going to need a large candlestick. Now it's up to you, once you see what we're going to do, how big of a candlestick that you want. You're also going to need a nice thick dowel rod. So first thing I want to do is get a nice stain on my dowel rod, and I'm going to be using Waverly Antique Wax. You can pick this up at Walmart or online. I'm just going to use a paper towel. Dip in and then rub on. Now here on my candlestick it does have a spike to put the candle on. I did try to remove that, but I couldn't get it to come out. It's pretty sharp and my dowel rod is pretty thick, so I took it, I put it on top, found the center, and used a hammer. So the spike goes down the center. Now when I pulled it out, it did end up splitting, but that's okay. I will use some good old-fashioned super glue, wood glue, to attach it once I go to put it back onto the stand. But now I know how I'm going to get that attached. If your candlestick does not have a spike, that's okay. You can just glue the dowel rod directly to the bottom. I would use Aleene's Original Tacky Glue and some hot glue if you're going to attach it that way. Now to do our ribbon tree, this is going to be our base. You need some ribbon. And I chose this one. I thought it was very pretty. It's very Christmassy. I like the mixture of the traditional colors, the red, green, and white. This roll I did pick up from Costco. 1.5 inches at 50 yards, so I'm going to have plenty of ribbon. For our ribbon Christmas tree, you will need to cut 8 pieces at 17 inches, 10 pieces at 15 inches, 10 pieces at 13 inches, 10 pieces at 11 inches, and 1 piece at 8 inches, and dovetail both ends. We're going to be starting with the longest ribbon. Now where you're going to attach it, that's going to be your bottom. So you want to start down near the bottom. Pull your ribbon together so that it's even, and then you just simply tie a knot. Kind of pull the ends up. You want to keep it as even as you can. And then the other thing is you want to make sure that the correct side of your ribbon is facing up. If you need to go in and do some twisting, go ahead. And then you want that to kind of curve down. Okay, so that's your first piece. And you want to leave maybe about 2 inches at the bottom for the stem of your tree. Okay, so I'm going to add just a little bit of hot glue on that one because I don't want this one to move. Take another piece of your ribbon that's cut at 17 inches. Tie another knot. And when you pull it down, you want to adjust that. Get that facing the correct way. So that the ribbon come down in between the other two. Okay. Add another little dollop of hot glue. Make sure that stays in the position you want it in. Okay, and then continue to add. I'm going to add all of my 17-inch pieces, and we'll see how far that brings us up. So I have my 17-inch pieces attached. I have 8 pieces at 17 inches, but as you can see, I have them butted up right next to them. So where the ribbon is, you're not going to see any of your wood, or you shouldn't. But I like that. I'm happy with that. That gives me enough coverage for my first set. Now I'm going to move on to my next set of 15 inches. And I'm going to attach it the same way. Okay, I'm down to my last few pieces. So here at the top, what I did was at the very top, I went in with a gold paint pen and colored that in. And now I want to take just a little piece of the ribbon and I'm going to glue it right around the top here. I want to make sure that none of that shows at the top. I'm going to cut this a little bit smaller. So I'm going to glue it right around the top here, and then I'll add my last 2 pieces. I have all of my ribbon attached and it covered nicely. I have none of the wood showing except for the stem down here. And now we're going to get it attached. Once I get it attached and I get the topper on, I'll go back and fluff it out so it's a little bit more full. So I'm just going to be attaching it with some super glue wood glue and a little bit of hot glue. So I'll add the super glue right onto the spike here. And a little bit of the hot glue around the base. And then to top the tree off, I have this really cute little star. I did go in with my gold paint pen and I painted it gold on both sides and around the edges. And now I'm going to attach this at the top, again with a little bit of the wood glue and a little bit of hot glue. I have the star on. I'm really happy with that. And as you can see, I've kind of fluffed out the ribbon. I think it looks absolutely adorable. Something different and unique that you haven't seen before. For this project, you're going to need one of these plastic candy jars with lid. This is one of the larger ones. They also make really small ones. You want to remove all of the stickers. I got all the stickers off my candy jar, and I have a piece of 100 grit sandpaper. I'm just going to go over the plastic on the outside and just kind of rough that up so that it will take paint better. So you just want to go over it enough to where you remove that sheen. I roughed up my surface. It's ready for paint. And I'm using my Apple Barrel matte white paint. On plastic, I like to use my pouncing brush. It seems to deposit more paint more evenly when I'm painting on plastic, at least for the first coat. Once I have a coat on there, I can always go back with my paintbrush and then it will adhere well. I like it. You get good coverage and it goes quickly. Once you get one good coat on there, you want to let that dry before you apply another coat. If you try to keep adding paint, what will happen is you'll just start lifting up the paint that you laid down. So I'm going to let that dry. If it needs a second coat, I will add a second coat. My candy jar is nice and dry. You're also going to need a scarf and another Snug-a-Doo hat. Now this craft was inspired by all of the Tide Pod snowmen that I've seen. So I don't use Tide Pods, but I thought they were adorable. So I thought this would make a good substitute, and for $1.25 it's easy and accessible. Again, these have a seam down the back, so just keep that in mind when you're adding your hat. A couple times. And these are made to sit either at an angle on the side or sit flat. So you want to make sure that those flat pieces are underneath your hat. Okay, so pull it down however far you want. I think that looks really cute. This one fits a little bit more snugly than the one we did on the piece of wood, but oh, so cute. So again, we're going to get this tacked down with some hot glue. Now with the scarf, here on the rim, I want to add a scarf. So I just want to measure how much I'm going to need to get around the neck. Okay, and then I'm going to add a little bit more because I want a tail. Then I'm also going to cut another smaller piece. It only needs to be a few inches long with the fringe. Okay, so now I'm going to tri-fold this, fold both sides in. So it makes the scarf a little bit thicker and I have clean lines on both sides. You want to do this to both pieces. So I have both of my pieces, and now I'm going to start by attaching the longer piece. Dollar Tree carries several different colors in their Snug-a-Doo hats and scarves, so choose whichever color you can find in your store or whatever one you like best. Okay, and now here I've come back to where I started. I want to add my other piece, and what I'm going to do is fold this little end over to the back and glue it down. So then when I pull it back this way, it looks like it's coming over the top. Now I can finish attaching the bottom piece. Okay, now I'm just pinching it a little bit so this piece right here will come down, and I'm going to hide that underneath the other piece. Once I get this one glued in the way I want it, then I'll glue down the top piece over. Then when your snowman sits, the scarf will show. Very, very cute. Now to finish off the hat, I pulled out this really pretty pick. It has some nice flocked pine type greenery and then this fuzzy lamb's ear and some berries. I did pick this up from Walmart. It was $1.98. They have a lot of really cute picks that you can take apart. Dollar Tree also has several different types of picks that you can use. So I cut just a couple pieces, 2 pieces of the greenery, a little bit of the berries, and a little bit of the lamb's ear. And now I'm just going to kind of put them together and then hot glue them together to make it easy on me. Now you can choose whatever colors or greenery that you like depending on what your snowman's going to look like. Okay, so I put a piece of the greenery, then the lamb's ear, then the berries, and then another small piece of the greenery. I think that looks cute. Okay, so I have my little bundle all glued together. Place that in there. Now I also want to add a little bit of greenery here, so I have a small piece of the greenery that I used here at the top, and I also pulled out a little small pine cone. So I decided I want to add a little bit of white paint to look like snow here on my pine cone. So I have a small amount of paint on my brush, and I'm just going to go through and tap in just a little bit here and there. I want it a little bit more of a frosty look. I like that much better. Okay, I'm really happy with everything. Time to get the face on. And I'm going to be using the acrylic paint pens. Again, I'm going to start with the nose. If you're enjoying today's content, make sure to subscribe. And when the notification bell pops up, if you hit that too, YouTube will let you know every time I upload new content. And I do upload new content to my channel every week. I have my face done except for the cheeks. I think she looks really cute. And again, I'm going to use some eyeshadow. You can also use regular blush, just something that's the right color. A little bit on my finger there, and then just rub it into the cheeks. What a happy, cute little snow girl. And here you go. We're all done with our adorable little snow girl. Now, if you're like me and you don't use the Tide Pods and you don't have the container to be able to make one of these, the candy jars that you can pick up at Dollar Tree work wonderfully. They even give you a space to add an adorable scarf. And she sits so cute. If you wanted to, you could even add some lights inside and light her up. What an adorable Christmas decor piece for your home. For our next project, I'm going to be using one of these black lanterns that you can pick up at Dollar Tree. This is the smaller one. It is 4 inches by 10 inches. You're also going to need a faux candle. You can pick these up at Dollar Tree. Now these are the normal ones that they have. These are a little too wide. They will not fit inside. So you need to look for the ones that are taller and a little bit thinner. Those fit perfectly inside. Just check and make sure that your candle works. So he's going to go in the center. And then I have a bunch of little green scraps of greenery from other projects that I've saved. Now I'm just going to use this. I'm going to fill it in right around the base here, around my candle. So I have the greenery and my candle. So next I'm going to add some of the white little berries that you can pick up at Dollar Tree. This is the small package, and they come 2 to 3 attached and wired. And I'm going to leave them in their groupings, and then I'm just going to feed in a few into the greenery around my candle. So I have all of my white glitter berries and my greenery added, and I'm very happy with that. Now I'm going to add this cute little tulip bow. Now if you don't know how to do a basic tulip bow, I have a great video for you. I will attach it at the end. It will teach you how to make hand-tied bows, your basic bows, and how to put them together to make big, beautiful bows. So we're going to add this to the top, and I'm just going to wrap it right around the top here. And I used a black pipe cleaner when I tied it so that you won't see it here on the lantern when I tie it on. Now my bow here, I can see my pipe cleaner and I don't want to see that, so I have one more little piece here of the greenery, and it had a pine cone, so I set this one aside. I'm going to glue right there in the center to cover that up. Doesn't that look adorable? Just perfect. What a fun video. 5 quick and easy Christmas DIYs to help you decorate your home for the holidays. Here's the link to the bow tutorial that I mentioned in the video. Just click on it and it'll take you directly to that video. Have a great day, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.